going to hit the record, or is that me?
I'll go ahead and record it.
Okay.
You're live.
Good evening. Welcome to the June 10th, 2020 Parks and Community Service Commission meeting. Call of order, please.
Yes, before I call roll call, I would like to make an announcement to the committee regarding the teleconferencing of this meeting. Prior to roll call, I would like to make clear for the record of this meeting, and it should be reflected in the minutes, that the governor has issued 2 executive orders relaxing the requirements pertaining to remote meetings under the Brown Act. To facilitate social distancing and to slow the spread of the coronavirus pandemic, the executive orders authorize state and local legislative bodies, including this committee, to hold public meetings by teleconference more easily. These provisions will remain in effect during the period in which state or local public health officials have imposed or recommended social distancing measures. The order allows the committee to proceed with its members participating electronically or telephonically. Committee members are no longer required to be physically present in a meeting in order to participate or to establish a quorum. The agency must provide a means for the public to observe the meeting and to provide the public an opportunity to comment electronically or telephonically. The opportunities for public observation and participation must be and have been included in the meeting notice. The procedures adopted for this meeting have been established to meet or exceed the standards set forth in the order. For more information, please refer to Governor Gavin Newsom's Executive Order N-25-20. I will now take roll, and after which I ask the chair to recognize me in order to confirm certain matters for the record. Commissioner Dorlick?
Here.
Commissioner Lewis?
Here.
Commissioner Lopez Lucy?
Present.
Commissioner Osland?
Here.
Commissioner Roberts?
Here.
Student Commissioner Goganini?
Here.
Vice Chair Veros?
Here.
Chair Birnbaum?
Here.
Thank you. I have 3 questions for the committee members. I'll ask all 3 questions, and if the answer is yes to all 3 questions, please say yes and raise your hand. Question number 1, can you hear me well?
Yes.
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 Question number 2, have you been able to hear all previous speakers, including the roll call, clearly?
Yes.
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 Question 3, are you satisfied based on facial or voice recognition or otherwise that everyone here representing themselves to be a committee member is actually the person they are representing themselves to be?
Yes.
Yes.
The record should reflect that I have received affirmative answers from each committee member present to all 3 questions. And finally, I would like to advise the committee that any votes taken during this meeting must be taken by roll call. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We will now do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked Commissioner Lewis to lead us in that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 3, 3.1, changes and additions to the agenda.
We do not have any changes to the agenda.
Item 3.2.
If you wish to speak under public comment or regarding an agenda item, please click the raise your hand button on your computer or *9 on your telephone to request to speak when public comment is being taken on the agenda item. You will then be unmuted when it is your turn to make the comment for up to 3 minutes. After the allotted time, you will then be remuted. Item 3.3.
Okay, item 3.3, special announcements.
I do have some special announcements this evening. I think most of you already heard, but as Will got here after we were already discussing it, Shelley is resigning resigning from her position as a Parks Commissioner. She sold her home and she is taking off on a grand new adventure to Tennessee. It's a huge, exciting new chapter for Shelley, and it is such a sad moment for San Ramon because Shelley, you've been an awesome Parks Commissioner and truly fabulous Open Space Advisory Committee member, and even your work on the Walking District, so many other things. So you will be very missed because you've had such an impact on the city. So I do want to add that what I think we should do, because I know all of you have some things you might want to say to Shelley, how about we reserve that for the end during the commissioner comment portion? So when it comes your turn for commissioner comments, then if you had something you wanted else to say to Shelley, then that'll be our opportunity because I think she's jetting off here really soon. So congratulations, Shelley. So happy for you. In addition, a couple other announcements. We are going to need to bring the facility committee together for a meeting. I'm hoping for June 21st. And the reason we need to do that is because the Faria Park, that really big park, also named by the developer the Preserve Park, now is ready for its official name. And even though it was called the Faria Park first and the Preserve Park by the developer, it is in your purview to actually name that park. So as per our normal process that we have, the facility committee gathers first to decide on the process and to potentially make a list of recommended names that will then be brought forward to the commission in July. So right now the facility committee has Carol, Sridhar, and Shelley. So it looks like we will need a replacement.
So I would ask if there's any other commissioners that would have a desire to be part of that. Otherwise, I will fill in. So if one of you who is, we have a volunteer.
All right.
Commissioner Oswin.
We'll be, hopefully you can check all your calendars for the 21st, and Christy will reach out next or later, probably this week, just to confirm whether or not that date would work for you and to make sure we've selected a time. The last couple of announcements I have are in regards to the Nature Park Foundation MOU. Staff are still working on that. We're hoping to bring some concepts for you to review in July. So we're still aimed forward at that. And I did mention all the way back at that March meeting that I would be happy to set up tours of the structures at Crow Canyon Gardens. And I know everybody at that time said, yes, we'd like to do it. And then the COVID-19 crisis hit and we just stuck that onto a back burner, but I'm bringing that back forward. So we'll be reaching out to you in the next week or so to set those up in the next couple of weeks. So when you hear from Christy on that, let her know. We cannot go as an entire group because that becomes a bit of a Brown Act issue. So we will be doing it in singles or doubles. So just so you're aware that's coming. And then I hope you know that summer camp started this week. We're pretty excited. It was great to see kids back in the park. So at this point, we have 127 kids enrolled in camps all over the city. None of them have more than 12 kids, and there's more than 2 camps in any one spot to try and keep that social distancing. So we're pretty excited about that. The field rentals will be opening next week for youth camps or practices that follow county guidelines. We can't open adult fields yet, but the youth are going to be getting out there. We've already got some applications from several of our co-sponsored groups. And then the big excitement that we didn't think was going to happen for a while is the pools. So the county allowed for the pools to open with some very big limitations, but we're able to open lap swim. So we'll be starting lap swim at Doherty Valley Aquatic Center next week, and we'll be bringing lifeguards into SROP to get them trained over the next couple of weeks because we could not complete their training without the pools open. So lots of exciting things going on, lots of changes. The park staff are busy making the changes and trying to get all the programs up so that we can provide them for the community. So, and then the last thing I wanted to mention was we are hoping to bring the master plan finally to the city council. We had originally waited thinking it would be nice to do an in-person meeting, but at this point, it feels like we need to move forward. So we will be bringing that hopefully to the council either on June 23rd or July 14th. I'll let you know which one for sure, but it would be very appropriate for the commission to attend that Zoom meeting as this is like the biggest body of work that this group has done. So would be a good one for you to be at. That's it for my announcements.
Okay. Uh,
quick one, sorry to interrupt. Christy, like for some reason, my start video is not coming up saying you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
You can't click on your video?
Oh, I'm clicking on my video, then it says you cannot start your video because
It's
the-
okay, Sridhar. We can fix it from the panelist view. Hold on, I just have to find you. We are.
Sridhar, you may have to log off and go back in because I can't prompt you to start your video.
Oh, I
Oh,
saw.
okay.
Neither.
Okay, I'll do that.
So we're going to hold for a second before we move on to 3.4. So Kathy, how was the overall enrollment? Did we get all of the classes filled?
Yeah, the majority of them did fill with 12 kids and with wait lists. So the most popular one is Crazy for Sports. And so we have opened up 2 new sections of that based on the wait list filling. And so every time a wait list fills, we find another location and we open another section of that. Some of the contract camps had less people. I think it's the anime drawing camp only has 3 kids in it. However, the teacher wanted to teach it. So there was no reason not to. And so we're letting that one go. Same with one of the Tiny Tot dance classes, had 6 kids. So those are just really lucky kids who get a very personal experience with the program.
Well, it's fabulous that you guys were able to pull it off with such short notice.
Yeah, it's exciting and we're really happy. And everybody, when you see the kids, I mean, if you happen to be around in the mornings or even swing past Central Park, you can see them in the meadow. They're so delighted when they arrive at camp to be able to be with other children, and huge smiles and laughter and a lot of happiness.
I'm looking for some advice whether to hold or to move on.
I think we're probably going to need to move on. Sridhar, I think, is here. We're just having trouble with his video, it looks like.
Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to move on to 3.4, which is Teen Council recognition.
Okay, so I would just like to take a minute to recognize my team, the Teen Council, for all their hard work and dedication this year, especially during these unprecedented times. And so I'm just going to read out their names. So I will start with my vice chair, Amrita Ramesh, and then my secretary, Saithi Malareddy, and then Risha Chakraborty, and then Sophie Cooper, Rishabh Dhariwal, Pranav Dulapet, Neha Jonala Gadda, Nitika Kurma, Danielle Lee, Conrad Lin, Imogen Rana Sinavala, Janavi Tanamala, Daniela Wise, Sneha Chinath, and Amina Syed. So yeah, it's been a really amazing year, and I'm really happy that I got the chance to work with all these amazing teenagers and individuals. And yeah, I hope like in the future I get a chance to work with them again. But yeah.
Well, thank you. So we're going to then move on to 3.5, which is recognition of our student commissioner. And is this where I'm supposed to speak, Kathy?
Yes, it is.
Ah, okay. Well, first of all, I think we all felt that you were an excellent member of the team. I viewed you as like any other commissioner on the panel, and I thought you asked fabulous questions and brought some really great insights to the commission. And I think that, you know, the quality of our teenagers in this community is remarkable. Having participated in the interviews over the last 3 or 4 years, I've always been blown away by the quality of our teenagers that have applied, and then those who have gotten on to the teen council. I do believe that you guys made some really great strides this year. I know I'm not going to steal your thunder as you go through your report, but there were a couple of key things that I think you did as a commission or as a council that weren't done in previous years that I think lay the foundation for, some great opportunities to take the teen council to another level. And I really look to you as the leader at setting those tones. So congratulations. You will do fine in college, and you're just starting your journey now. And I know that you're going to leave the council that's coming in next year in good stead because you've given them a roadmap to move forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot. And it truly was such an honor to be able to sit up there with all of you and work on the master plan. And it really gave me a good insight into what all of you do and like all of the hard work that you guys put in. And I just really want to thank you guys for that opportunity.
Well, best of luck. Go Bears. So we're going to move on to number 4, which is public comment. At this time, those in the audience are encouraged to address the Parks and Community Services Commission on any item not already included in today's agenda. Members of the public who are participating via Zoom will have the opportunity to make comments to the Parks and Community Service Commission live through the Zoom application. Comments should not exceed 3 minutes. Do we have any comments?
No, we do not.
Well, then we will move on. So we're moving on to item 5, approval of minutes. Item 5.1, approval of the minutes of the May 13th, 2020 meeting. Do we have any comments? Otherwise, I'll ask for a motion.
I'll motion.
So seconded.
Okay, we have a first and second. No, any further discussion? Then we shall vote.
Great. Commissioner Dorlick,
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez Lucy,
Yes.
Commissioner Osland,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Student Commit or Vice Chair Veros,
Yes.
and Chair Birnbaum.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to item 6, consent calendar. Consent calendar items are considered routine and are acted upon by the Parks and Community Service with a single action.
Bless you.
Members of the audience wishing to provide public input may request the commission to remove any item from the consent calendar. Do we have any consent calendar items?
We do not.
All right. Moving on to commission business, item 7.1, Teen Council Annual Report. Presented by, is
I'm
Jennifer presenting or is, who's
No,
presenting?
I'm going to introduce Vanilla and she will give the report, but I did want to give her a quick introduction because I'm actually very pleased to introduce this item. I think as everyone knows, this is an amazing group of motivated young people who have accomplished a lot during the last year. Tonight, we're actually looking for the commission to accept their report, provide some feedback to the Teen Council that they might use as they proceed into next year, and then recommend that the report be forwarded to the City Council. So let me hand it off to Vanilla so that she can share the highlights of this Teen Council year with you.
I'm just gonna share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see it.
I can see it.
Yes. You can see it.
Okay, I'll get started then. Good evening, commissioners. So I'm very excited to be presenting the Teen Council 2019 to 2020 annual report. So I'll start with the history and the background of the Teen Council. So the Teen Council was founded 26 years ago, and it consists of 19 high school students who are extremely passionate about community service as well as the city government. And currently, the Teen Council has representation from Doherty Valley High School, California High School, and the Quarry Lane School. Teen Council members also work to address the needs and issues of other teens in San Ramon, and they also serve as liaisons to city committees. So next, I'll move on to our subcommittees. So first, we have our ambassador program. And the ambassador program is one of our main subcommittees, and it's as well as who's our secretary. So the ambassador program is basically an extension of the Teen Council, and it's where both middle schoolers and high schoolers who are passionate about community service and the city government can participate. So this year we received a total of 29 applications, and out of that we selected 16 ambassadors. And they represent multiple schools, including the Doherty Valley High School, California High School, Gale Ranch Middle School, Ironhorse Middle School, the Quarry Lane School, and I believe it's Windermere. I'm not sure which one I missed. I'm sorry. And so this year, something that we changed was that we modified the ambassador program, where in the past we would normally just have ambassadors advertise different programs or events that the Teen Council has. So this year, instead, we broke up the ambassadors into smaller groups, and each group pitched a project idea that they would like the Teen Council to organize in a year. And we thought that this model was overall much more productive, but the ambassadors' participation did get cut short this year due to COVID-19. So we hope that this model will be used in the future as well. Next is our Outstanding Teen Citizenship Awards Subcommittee. And this subcommittee is headed by Sophie. So this year we held the Outstanding Teen Citizenship Award as usual, but unfortunately we received 0 applications in the fall. And we think that this is primarily due to the fact that most organizations in San Ramon are not led by a single individual, but rather they have, sorry, my screen is kind of glitching, sorry. But rather it's run by a group of individuals. So that's why our Outstanding Teen Citizenship Subcommittee modified the award in the springtime. And instead of having it for individuals, we created a group OTCA award. And so 11 applications for the group award. And from that, the Teen Council will recognize the Performing Arts organization from California High School. And this organization brought music into the lives of seniors, citizens, and youth in San Ramon. Next is See the Bigger Picture for a Brighter Future, also known as our ADAPT subcommittee. So this year, our biggest event was the ADAPT event collaboration, where we partnered with Patty Hoyt and a local organization, ADAPT, also known as Alcohol, Drug Abuse, and Prevention Team. And this subcommittee was led by Daniela. So the main reason that we partnered to host this event was mainly because we wanted to make resources regarding substance abuse more accessible to parents as well as teens in San Ramon and the greater Bay Area as well. And we also wanted to promote the discussion about mental health. So as a part of the event, we set up a teenager's bedroom, which was filled with multiple warning signs, as well as objects hidden in plain sight, which you can see in the picture. And this included things such as empty sunscreen bottles, which can carry alcohol. In addition, the Teen Council set up a panel to promote the discussion, and panelist members included Andy Lee from the Community College District Board, as well as 2 discovery counseling therapists and a City of San Ramon school resource officer, Hussein. Up next is our community college project. So this year I took the initiative to start the community college subcommittee, mainly to address the stigma around community college and make resources more accessible to families. So the subcommittee is led by Amrita, and they worked on the ADAPT event collaboration with the ADAPT subcommittee, and they mainly worked on promoting enrollment in community college. And they also did a lot the impact of the stigma around community college on teen mental health and stress. In addition, they also looked into different ways that we could make community college resources more accessible to teens. After that is the video project subcommittee. So the video project is led by Himaja, And it was mainly created to highlight various events and activities in San Ramon. And this is so that teens can participate in various activities, especially because a lot of teens are always complaining about how there's nothing to do in San Ramon. But the larger goal of the video project was to mitigate teen stress by highlighting places that they can hang out outside of school. So some of the video projects that have already been completed include the trails and sunset spots, and this was mainly to endorse the city's Easy to Hike app, as well as the Run for Education, the Teen Rock Band Showcase, and a video showcasing the holidays. Poetry contest, and this was led by Manal this year. And our poetry contest theme was based on Memorial Day, but unfortunately we got no applications, and we think that this could be due to COVID-19. However, participation was low all year, so we think that the contest should be re-evaluated in the next term. So instead of that, the poetry subcommittee shifted their focus to activities related to literature that could be done at home, especially during the shelter in place. After that is our youth workshops. So the youth workshop subcommittee is led by Danielle. And this year the subcommittee planned a workshop focused around self-confidence for the She's All That Expo, but sadly got canceled due to COVID-19 as well. But some of the activities that they did plan for the expo were stress-reducing coloring sheets, origami, Post-it notes of encouragement, as well as a presentation with methods to ease stress. So we think that this presentation can be used next year at the She's All That Expo. Last but not least, we have our Senior Tech Days. So this subcommittee is led by Rishabh, and the Senior Tech Days are a Teen Council tradition where members help seniors with their technology questions. And this year we hosted 4 Senior Tech Days. In addition to that, we expanded the Tech Days to other locations, including the Doherty Station Community Center. And we also worked with the city to promote the rideshare program. Also, our subcommittee worked on improving and expanding advertisement, which we thought was very beneficial. And up next, we have our community involvement. So aside from our subcommittees, the Teen Council is very actively engaged in the community. So first we have some of the events that we volunteered at. So our main event this year was that the Teen Council helped the Brighter Day organization with their showcase, which mainly focused on mitigating teen stress. And a member of the Danville Youth Council and I actually emceed the event, and the Teen Council members helped with raffles and ballots. The Teen Council also participated in a number of other fun events. The first was a teen job fair. So the Teen Council helped out at the job fair, where a lot of our members participated in several of the presentations, a lot of the mock interviews, and they also assisted in setting up. Next, we have our YAC meeting. So this year, the Teen Council actually hosted the YAC meeting, also known as a Youth Advisory Council meeting. And it's basically a meeting that's held between the youth councils of San Ramon, Dublin, and Danville. And it was a super fun event where all of the councils got to share how they operate, as well as the events and programs that they have. Next, we have Unity Day. So we presented the Unity Day proclamation in October, and the Teen Council members for those who have been bullied and to spread anti-bullying. Next, we have our proposed Teen Council goals for the 2020 to 2021 year. So first is to research and execute partnerships with local organizations, businesses, and committees to promote teen wellness and recreation, such as the Teen Rock Band Showcase with the Brighter Day organization. Number 2 is to continue hosting senior technology days and work to increase attendance by expanding promotional campaigns. The third is to continue organizing workshops targeted at youth conferences such as She's All That, and look into expanding to additional youth groups such as Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and other organizations. Number 4 is to continue the Teen Council Ambassador Program and increase the involvement of the ambassadors at the Teen Council meetings and subcommittee meetings. And subpoint A is to appoint ambassadors earlier in the Teen Council. And we put this point in the proposed goals because we used to, and this year also, we appointed the ambassadors in November, and we thought that this cut their involvement short. So we thought that if we appoint them earlier in the year, around September, we thought this would allow them to be much more engaged in the teen council and increase their productivity. And subpoint B was to aim to facilitate the creation of a community service project for the city of San Ramon with teen council members and ambassadors, which is basically continuing what we started this year. Number 5 is to continue the individual and group outstanding teen citizenship awards and seek partnerships with local organizations. And number 6 is to expand the video project by encouraging subcommittees to film videos highlighting the San Ramon community and to work closely with the city of San Ramon for video ideas and distribution. Next, we would like to recognize our teen council seniors. And we only have 2 this year, unlike normal, but I will be heading off to UC Berkeley and Manal will be going to NYU. And yeah, I just really want to thank everyone, and especially the teen council. I've been on the teen council for 3 years and it's literally been one of the most enriching experiences that I've ever had. And I'm so thankful to have been given this opportunity. And it's also truly been such an honor to serve as the chair of the teen council and also to be able to sit up there with all of you commissioners. And it's really amazing to see how the city operates, especially because I've lived in San Ramon my entire life. So being given this opportunity to give back to the city was truly amazing, and to just see how the city operates and like to be able to see all of the change that just as a teenager that we can have. So I'm really thankful for this opportunity, and I can answer annual report or about council in general.
So I will ask the commissioners to raise their hands, and I think I see Shelley was the first one up.
So am I muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I can't quite tell for some reason it disappeared. Anyway, Vanilla, I wanted to say what a wonderful job. I sat in on, I was the liaison, so I got to see Vanilla in action and the whole committee. It's a big group to manage. I mean, there's like 17 kids there. So she did a wonderful job, an amazing job. You're just a really great leader with a soft, gentle touch, but you motivate people with a great sense of humor. And I'm really, really sorry we didn't get to kind of finish the year out because there were some big goals, and I think you guys were just right about to knock it out of the ballpark. But you did the best you could with what you had, and congratulations on getting into UC Berkeley. That's amazing. You're going to be wonderful, and I hope you come back and visit us.
Yes, of course I will. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay, so I'm having a little technical difficulty of seeing. I've got a whole bunch of raised hands. I don't know what the order came in, so I'm going to start with Commissioner Lopez Lucy and just walk around the screen.
Okay. I wanted just to say congratulations, that I think you have led the teen council in an amazing way. And I've seen the outcome of a lot of your projects. And so I think you're just to be congratulated for the work that you have been as a leader and what your council has achieved. So thank you so much, and the best of luck to you in college.
Thank you.
Commissioner Osland.
Anila, from the very first moment that I met you, you just exuded enthusiasm and you smiled. And when you came to our meetings, you had wonderful ideas to share, things that I hadn't thought of. And I want to thank you for, really doing your homework before you came to our commission meetings and for all your participation. And I can just tell, wherever you set your intentions and your mind and for your goals, you're going to soar. So thank you for being a part of this. It's been great to get to know you.
Commissioner Roberts.
Hi, Neil. I just, really want to say thank you. From the first moment I met you on this commission, I really knew that you were going to be, special. One of the things that I wanted to mention is, honestly, I can really say that, I've learned a lot, not just from you, but all the work that you guys have done. And so, good luck and congratulations on getting into Berkeley. That's extremely difficult to do with how competitive that is. So hopefully we get to see you when you come back and visit.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Commissioner Durlich.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Chair. Great work, fantastic job. I know I sat in a lot of the meetings the year before when I was chair, and the whole commission, the whole council just does a great job. And continue the work that you've started here at UC Berkeley. And it was good to see the seniors on opposite ends, Berkeley and New York.
Yeah.
That really represents the country. So we've got people going to both places, and you'll have an impact in both of those places as well. Good luck and great work.
Commissioner Veros.
Thank you for a great presentation and for sharing your all excellent accomplishments by all of your team council members. As a parent myself of teen son in high school junior, I understand how much workload you need to take care on academic side. It's like so many things, I know. In spite of such a busy schedule, you all volunteer to work hard and allocate time for the community services. It's fantastic. It's very inspiring. I wish you continue with the same spirit and be successful in your academic life, professional life, and personal life. Please continue to inspire us to make this a great place to live and good quality of life for our community. And by the way, congratulations to all grads. Make sure to say our previous student commissioner, Dasani, hi, he's in Cal, UC Berkeley. So it's great to see both commissioners going to UC Berkeley. So fantastic. And all the best to all grads.
Thank you.
Well, everybody has said some wonderful things, and I wholeheartedly support everything that they've said. I do remember back, 3+ years when you interviewed, I think all of us on the interview panel at that time thought you were a special person, and you've only demonstrated that we were correct in our opinion of you. I have to say, you did a fabulous job in presenting the report. And if that's any example of how you, put together your work product, you will do wonderful at Berkeley. And I believe you wanted to be a business major, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're moving in the right direction with a lot of understanding and skills that will do you well throughout the rest of your life. And we are just fortunate to have teenagers like you in our community that are willing to step up and get involved and actually get things to happen. So thank you so much. I think we need to move on to have a motion to move the report forward to the city council. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'm
So
asking.
moved. So moved.
So, all
Second
right.
it. I second it.
Okay, is there any discussion? Then we shall vote.
Commissioner Dorlick,
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez Lucy,
Yes.
Commissioner Osland,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Barros,
Yes.
Chair Birnbaum.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're on to staff reports. 8.1. Recreational program and community services reports. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, then we'll move to 8.2.
Will has his hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Will.
Oh, no, not for that. I thought it was
Okay.
lowered.
So we're going to move on to 8.2. Any comments? Questions?
I just have a question.
Sure.
How is the San Ramon Community Center. When will that be completed?
It's almost complete now. I was just over there today. They're still working on the Al Costa room where they need to bring, they're finishing off an extra office in there that's turned into office space, and we're waiting for some sound baffles to come into the fountain room, but it's primarily completed. As soon as it is completed, we will do a virtual tour. So probably by the next meeting, we should have something to show you. If not sooner, we'll get that out to you. But it really looks spectacular. So it's a whole new building when you walk in. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So Kathy, I did see in the report that you guys are doing some additional work at the senior center to kind of bring everything together.
Mm-hmm. It was allocated, funds were allocated because we had one end of the building that still was looking kind of old with the older surfaces, and the new half of the building, which looked so shiny and beautiful. And it wasn't that much. So they figured, let's just bring it all up together at the same time. So the whole building is connected and has the same flooring. So that's what's been completed.
Great, great. So hopefully when we get out of this whole thing, the seniors will be able to go back to their new and improved digs.
Yes, and actually right now we are using that center because we were able to put 2 of our youth camps there, which was a way we could social distance people. So we are still using that. And of course the lunches are going out of there every day and mostly on Tuesdays.
Great. So if there aren't any other questions, we'll move on to updates on city council reports. And we will start with Commissioner Lopez Lucy. You'll need to unmute yourself, Carol.
Dawn, did you want to do city council reports? Would that be Scott?
You said city council, but I'm not on, that's Scott.
I was just going
Oh,
around
okay.
that.
Okay, the EDAC committee is not meeting. They haven't had any meetings via Zoom. And also the planning, I did not have the opportunity to Zoom in the last meeting, so I have no report for that.
Okay, all right. Commissioner Goganila?
We just ended the teen council year, so nothing much.
Okay. Commissioner Oswald?
I serve on the Senior Advisory Committee, and we had our first meeting via Zoom on June 1st, and it went very well. It was a 2-hour meeting and went the whole entire time. Since there's new folks on the committee, we had a review of the Brown Act. We also were presented Kathy's presentation about the Parks and Community Services and all the activities that have taken place, and all the updates that have happened since Kathy gave that to us. And that was really great. They're talking about their senior business plan, and they have folks working on that, and will plan on presenting to us in January. And that's all I have.
Commissioner Lewis?
I have no report. I'm on the teen council.
Okay. Commissioner Roberts?
Well, so in the last month, there's been, quite a bit of activity with the city council. But what is relevant to Parks and Community Services would be, I believe this came from a special meeting, but this was the presentation of the City of San Ramon preliminary annual program of services and budget. And with regards to Parks and Community Services, portion, it kind of went into the significant accomplishments, major action plan items for fiscal year 2020-21. And then there was a number of budget notes for 2020-21. It just kind of talked about the total department expenditure of about $7.9 million, with revenues from service charges, contributions, user fees, and rentals totaling about $4.6 million, which left a difference or a general fund subsidy of about $3.3 million. So that came from the basically the presentation on the budget for 2020-21. It's a very long presentation, and there was a lot of interesting things in there about the park. So I would recommend to kind of check that out without me going into too much detail on that. The second item was resolution number 2020-047, which authorizes the mayor to execute amendment number 1 to the agreement with Folger Graphics for printing of the Recreation Guide, the San Ramon Restaurant Guide, Performing Arts Season Brochure, and City Newsletter in an amount not to exceed $55,000. And essentially, I believe this came about because it looks like we went out for an RFQ, but because of the COVID-19. Companies were not allowed or didn't have the ability to reply to that or respond to that. So there was an amendment added to just continue the company that we currently had for another year, which is basically that amount of another $55,160. And since they had been doing it in the past, it just made sense. It looks like to me to move forward with that. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's kind of what I gathered from that. And then I think the most important item, in my opinion, that sort of involved parks was the unanimous passing of Ordinance 501, approving the pre-zoning of approximately 901 acres in the Gale Ranch Phase 4 remainder development. And the resolution number 2020-050, authorizing an application initiating proceeding for reorganization of boundaries for Doherty Valley annexation. So the reason why, you might be asking why I'm talking about this, but I'm including this in my report because it marks the final annexation in sort of a 20-year process, 20-year long process, right, that the city's been going through, which involves an estimated 19-acre park, almost 674 acres of open space, which is a very large acquisition of open space for the city, and the opening of the Doherty Ridge Trail, which I'm sure it sounds like we're going to learn more about that. In the last city council meeting, they didn't talk a lot about that, but it was brought up about this Ridge Trail, and so I think we're going to be learning more about this in future meetings. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, and that wraps up my report.
Great, thank you. Commissioner Dorlich?
The Arts Advisory Committee did not meet in May, but the plan is to have a Zoom meeting for the June meeting.
Okay. Commissioner Veros?
Oh, we didn't have any library committee meeting. So no.
Okay. The Open Space Committee met on Monday. I was not able to attend. I believe it was a very short agenda. I think we looked at a logo for the trail hikes, and we talked a little bit about some of the hikes coming that we might be doing going forward. Is that correct, Kathy?
Yes, and they also did an update on some of the trails and some of the activities that staff have been working on to develop some of the local trails and do a little investigative work to figure out how to connect them.
And just to make a comment about the Doherty Ridge Trail, if you haven't walked it, it's spectacular. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So we've gone through committee reports. Do we have, no, committee reports, so commission member items. So I'm going to start again with Commissioner Lopez Lucy.
You're muted.
She's doing what I asked her to do.
Unfortunately, the San Ramon Historic Foundation voted that we will not be holding our annual Oktoberfest because there was too many ifs, ands, and buts that we couldn't plan forward. We didn't know if we'd have a place to have it, and how would you keep people tasting beer 6 feet apart, and too many ifs. So we decided it would be best not to hold it this year. So we were sad.
I'm going to go around everybody to just make comments, and then we're going to circle back and we're going to pick on Commissioner Lewis. Commissioner Gonzalez, do you have anything?
No committee reports.
Or any items for the commission?
Not really, but I really liked working with you guys. And I'm really going to miss being on the Parks and Community Services Commission. And have fun in Tennessee, Shelley.
Okay, Commissioner Oswald.
No comments.
Commissioner Lewis, we'll let you have a comment.
Well, I don't have anything other than a goodbye comment, but I don't, should I wait till the end for that?
Yeah, we'll wait for the end. Commissioner Roberts.
Yeah, I do have one comment to make, and it was just a comment that I forgot to mention during our responses to Vanilla. Vanilla, correct me if I'm wrong, but in your report also that I read, I remember it was for the ambassador program that it was Pine Valley that was the one school that didn't respond. You had no applications
Yeah,
submitted.
they never.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they like never submit applications every year.
I feel so bad. I mean, I went to that school and I read that and I said, what is going on with that school? We gotta change something about that. But then I also saw that you guys as a group don't ignore that, and you actually will still pivot and do what you can to get that school involved. And I think that's one of the most important things that you guys do is don't give up on a school that doesn't want to be involved, and you're going to still do something about that. So I forgot to mention that earlier, but I do remember it now. And so again, thanks for all the work that you've put in, and all the work and everything, the foundation that you guys have really built for future students. So thanks.
Commissioner Darling.
Thank you.
No comments.
Commissioner Veros.
No comments.
All right. Now it's time to say goodbye. So Commissioner Lopez Lucy, you get the first shot.
Well, I have talked with Shelley, and I think she's a very adventurous lady, and I commend her for being so, at this time in your life, to be adventurous and take out on a new journey that's not really set in stone, but you can just move to wherever you want. And I'm amazed at that and proud of you. And it's been a wonderful relationship from you, getting to know you and to do certain, events with you publicly and everything. So I just wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you'll stay in contact with us. And I just give you my best of luck and my love to you.
Commissioner Gozanimi.
I think you cut out before, but yeah, I already said it in the committee reports, but yeah, have tons of fun. There really is no age for adventure too. So, I mean, yeah, seriously, it's going to be such an amazing time. And yeah.
Commissioner Oswald.
So, Shelley, you're kind of responsible for getting me involved, and I want to thank you for that. I met you probably about 2+ years ago on a hike put on by the Open Space Advisory Committee, and I chatted with you, and you just filled me with encouragement and very welcoming spirit, and said, get involved. This is really great stuff. We need people like you. And so your warmth and your encouragement has really been really instrumental for me and getting me where I am today. I want to thank you for your curious mind. You always ask some really insightful questions, and you're curious and you want to really dig in and you want to understand. And I really appreciate, you're getting us to think on a different level by encouraging us to, really question what's going on. I love your critical thinking. You're always, wanting to know more and really, diving in. And I think the biggest piece is that you're a contributor, and you always invest your time, your energy, and filled with enthusiasm. So you will be very missed, I think.
Commissioner Roberts.
Well, when I learned of the news, I wrote back to Shelley and just saying that, it's been a real pleasure to be able to work with you, Shelley. All the way back from when I first met you, working on the Citizens Planning Academy, and going through that academy, which was probably one of the greatest things one of the best classes that I've been able to go through in San Ramon, and you and I were on the same team to fight against the project, and it was just getting to work with you on that, and really seeing how you critically think, and how you respond to issues and things like that was just awesome. And from that point on, I knew that, gosh, I really want to connect with Shelley, because I think she's going to have a huge impact on the city. Right. And which I feel like I'm right. And I think everyone here also agrees with that same thing. But then getting to work with you, having the opportunity to work with you on the walking district, and really trying to get that off the ground, right, from its early infancy stages. And gosh, you really just blew my mind in terms of, the kind of how insightful you were, and just to kind of back what Commissioner Osland said in terms of, the hard work that you put in and the questions that you ask, and really just getting the community involved in things like that, which is really important on something like that's trying to get off the ground. My friends always used to tell me, why am I always opening up the hood to ask questions and things like that? And I always, think it's a normal thing for me. But then after kind of working with you and meeting you, gosh, you go way beyond what I think I've ever been able to do with lifting up the hood and digging in and answering questions. And so I've really learned a lot from you. And so I really appreciate that. And then lastly, I just want to say, as sad as I am, and I'm sure the city will be to see you go, I'm very jealous, because in recent years, just in the last year, I've been able to travel to Tennessee, and oh my goodness, what an amazing place, the music downtown, right? Mm-hmm. And just knowing you and your love for music and for people, I think you're going to have an amazing time there. And I'm referring to Nashville, by the way. And I don't know if you're going to be anywhere near Nashville, but I think you did mention you might be able to be close to there. You'll be going there here and there or whatnot. But what an amazing place, and I think the adventure is going to be awesome for you. And so I'm also jealous. I just hope that you when you come back, that you catch up. We can catch up and say hello. So again, thank you.
So, Kathy, would you like to say anything?
I'm unmuted. There we go. Well, I think I mentioned it before, but Shelley, you've been awesome. So you've been so great to work with. You have such a broad range of knowledge, even from your experiences with East Bay Regional Park and here. And you've just always been so gracious in bringing your ideas forward and sharing your thoughts, and then helping make the department better. So you're an exemplary commissioner, and you'll just be very, very missed. So thank you for all you've done and for your commitment to the city.
Christy, do you want to say anything?
Sure. Shelley, you are definitely going to be missed. You always have great, insightful questions. You add so much to this city, so it's going to be hard to fill your shoes, but enjoy your journey. You're going to have a wonderful time, wonderful experience.
Commissioner Darlich.
Oh, well, thank you. Shelley, great working with you. It's always been fun. And I only have 2 words for you: Bluebird Cafe.
Okay. Okay. You know where to go. Okay.
I agree with you on that, Bill.
Yeah. Just go to Vanderbilt and cross the street.
Okay.
Have fun. It's a great place. And I got many friends there, and I spent a lot of time in Nashville, and just have fun, Yeah, enjoy.
Commissioner Veros.
Like Kathy said, moving to Tennessee sounds quite exciting, adventurous, and fun. I hope, but definitely sad to see a good friend and fantastic commissioner moving away. Thank you for all your great work that you did for the community. And definitely I'm grateful for all your help and support. We will be going to miss you big time. Hope you have good time at Tennessee, and then once you're done with it, then come back to San Ramon.
Right.
Right, so hopefully we'll see you, but have fun, enjoy.
Well, I have lots of mixed feelings because when I got the email, it was like, oh no, but oh great. I really will miss you. The discussions that you and I had, the coaching you gave me and advice you gave me, when we were talking about some of the issues that we were facing, was very, very helpful, and I valued it greatly. You are you're so committed to the community and helping people learn to enjoy what we have. The fact that you get out and hike all the time, seeing you out on the trails and things like that. I mean, you truly walk the talk. As far as the adventure that you guys are, starting out on, wow, what a perfect time to do it. Enjoy it. You're at a point in your life where it sounds like everything has come together, and you can do it, and you're smart enough to pull the trigger. There are a lot of people in this world that will dream about doing what you're doing, and they get to that point and they can't pull the trigger. So kudos to you and your husband for doing that. Again, we would love to see you back here. So if you do come back, please look us up. But you have left a mark on the city that we will truly appreciate, and everything that you've done has just been fabulous. So now it's your turn.
Okay, well, gosh, I'm so humbled. I really am so humbled by all the comments. Wow, I probably get choked up, and I don't get choked up very often. But wow, I will say you are right, Don. It was a crazy decision we've been talking about, and we did just pull the trigger. And it was really, really hard to say goodbye to everything. So, and especially the Parks Commission, I have so enjoyed. I've learned so much from Kathy and her staff, and just the way she talks and manages people, and how just what a great synergy they have. And they've got a reputation too, because I've talked to people from other cities, and San Ramon has an amazing reputation. And I'll tell you, it's just getting better and better, because we did sell our house in one day, and I just blew me away. And all the people were from San Jose and the peninsula and coming because they'd heard so many great things about San Ramon, and just how welcoming everybody is to all different ethnicities and people and types of people. So we're really getting a reputation. And I credit all of you, the staff, and just the people that run the city, and the residents. So it's so hard to leave, but it is going to be a crazy adventure. I'm all into parks. So as I was plotting my route across, and we've been so busy packing, I haven't really even thought of how to get there. So apparently I'm going through Oklahoma, and then I'm going to hit Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is in the middle of a national park. So I'm going to spend some time there, and Nashville is known for its parks and hiking. I'm hoping I'll be able to get involved in some way, but I'll be in touch, and we might be back. And I hear it's pretty humid. There's lots of bugs, and we Californians don't deal well with that. So we'll see how we do, but I thank everybody, and I'm really going to miss you all, but I'm going to watch you on this YouTube. It's pretty fun. So hopefully I'll get to see what's going on. So thank you, everybody. And thank you so very much for the kind words.
Yeah. They were all heartfelt, and we will definitely miss you, and safe travels. And with that, if there isn't anything else that we need, we're adjourned.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.